Hi, everybody. It's great to be with you again. Today I want to talk about a question that's come up over and over, and that is, why be a family member? Why be a member of TFI? And that's a very legitimate question, and every single one of us should have an answer for that. But it's kind of interesting. I was in a situation a couple weeks back where I was talking with some folks, and I was sharing why I became a family member, why I joined, and they did too. And I'm going to share just a bit about that because it gave me a little insight as to why people are members. When I was asked, I said that I joined because all my life I felt this deep call from the Lord that somehow I knew inherently that I was supposed to serve Him or be connected to Him in some way. When I was 14, I was a Catholic, and when I was 14, I went to the seminary to become a priest because that was basically the only way I knew how to serve the Lord. And that didn't last long, 3 months to be exact. They got me in there and they flushed me out right away. They said, you don't have a calling. And they were right. I didn't have a calling to become a Catholic priest. Thank you, Lord. I had other things in my life that I valued, and I got to give them both, serving Lord and lots of other things. So in any case, I got flushed out. Then later in life, when I was about 20, I still felt this urge, but I found no way to kind of satisfy it. And then one day I went to visit my friend who was a family member, and I came to the home and they witnessed to me. And it just resonated what they were saying. And it scared me at the same time because I realized that I wasn't sort of being challenged to just get saved. The challenge deep in my heart was whether I was going to serve the Lord and just give my life to the Lord. So I left the home and I was walking down the road, and I was just fighting and trying to decide what should I do. And finally I said, yes, I just want the Lord, and I want to serve Him. So I prayed and I asked the Lord into my heart. And when I did, it was just like I walked into this room and I knew that was home. I have a feeling it's going to be like that when we get to heaven. You're going to walk in, you're going to be there, and you're going to go, oh, this is it. This is where I belong. And that's what happened to me, and that's why I joined, and that's why I've been here ever since, because it's home. It's where I know I'm supposed to be. So we were asking, I was in this group with different ones, and we asked somebody else, and they said, well, it's not that I really liked the family so much when I first met them. That's not what drew me. What it was is what they said to me, the verses they shared, the scriptures, and that really sort of showed me and led me to this is what I need to do. It wasn't that it was so, well, I really want to join these guys, but it was that conviction to follow that call that the Lord was giving. Another person said, well, I was attracted to the community, the fact of people being together, the love I felt there, the care, the oneness, and that's what inspired them. And Maria said that she grew up as a Christian, and her dad was a preacher and all that, so all of her life she was kind of immersed in Christianity. But she was mostly concerned about and had the conviction about witnessing, about leading other people to the Lord. And she said when she saw the family and she saw Faithy and different ones, she realized that they really knew how to do this. They really knew how to witness, and that's what they were all about, and that's what attracted her. So it was pretty interesting for me to sit in that conversation and to actually realize, and honestly, it was a little bit of a surprise to me, because I kind of felt like, oh, everybody must feel like I do. That must be why they're there, because they feel at home. This is where they were called to. But no, people had different reasons for being a member and different things that called them. And I was impressed with that. I thought, when it comes to trying to answer this question, like, why should you be a TFI member? Why should you do this? That the answer is actually a personal one. There's no one answer fits all, just like there's just not one thing that fits everybody, because we're all different and we're all diverse. But I did make a list of some of the reasons why I think people might be family members today and would be reasons for them to be members of the family. But it's not that everyone's going to resonate with you, and they're not meant to be a big long list that it's all together, this is why we all do it. It's just some points of things that attract or keep people in, and maybe it's some of them might resonate with you, but maybe they won't. Maybe you have a different reason. But in any case, I'll just read you my list here. Okay, one on the list was that you value the family platform as a place to serve the Lord and do the mission. You like the way that the family's there and you can work with it. Another would be that you like the spiritual feeding that comes to you and how it comes and what it says, and you feel attached to that. You may appreciate and use the resources that TFI provides for the mission. For example, the activated mag, the Aurora products, which are just so good and such quality things, and maybe that helps you. Perhaps you're using the Aurora products as your livelihood. You're out there getting them out and feeding people in that way, and that really inspires you. Perhaps for others, it's career missionaries who are people that that you trust, that are doing the job, and they inspire you, and you help them, you give to them, you pray for them, and you actually feel a part of their work if you're not in a situation where you can be doing the same. You might have friends and loved ones in the family, those that over the years you've built very, very strong bonds with, and you value that lifelong camaraderie, and you don't feel it from any place else, that this is kind of your people, this is your tribe, and you feel very strongly about that, and it really resonates, and it's something that fulfills you. That might be your reason. You have these lifelong friends, and you've been in the trenches together, you've really fought together, and you're bonded in a way that you're probably not bonded with anyone else. And that's quite a beautiful thing to have, and a good reason to remain. Perhaps when you get together with other members, you sense that uniqueness that you have, the unique experiences that you've had together. It might be that you find satisfaction in knowing that the people you work with, the family members, your friends, are all working together for something greater. You're helping to change the world. You're helping to bring the Lord into people's lives, and that's very inspiring and fulfilling, and it makes you feel like you're part of something that's greater than you are. Maybe it's just that you feel at home, that it's your spiritual home and this is where you belong. Like I said, there's all kinds of reasons why people are members today, and you have your reason, and your reason is a personal reason. And if you're not really sure of the reason, it's really something to stop and think about, and to pray and ask the Lord about, so that you know why you're a member of TFI, that you know that God has called you and you are here, and you know why. But you're here probably because TFI has been in the past, or is present, or both, something that resonates with you, something that inspires you, something that you feel connected to, something that you feel called to. And being a family member is really a decision between you and the Lord. Like I said, my little list here, maybe none of those things ring true for you, because God and you have an understanding of why he's called you and why you're there. And that's also very important. Now, some people have commented to us, and other people have commented about it, that well, there's people who are just nostalgia members. The only reason they're really in the TFI today is because they have been all their lives, and it's kind of part of who they are, but they're not, but that's just, that's their reason. And some people have been a little bit like, well, that's not a very good reason. Well, like I said, their reason, people's reasons for being in the family are individual, and they're theirs, and it's between them and the Lord. And somebody who is in the family today because of nostalgia, because of it's their history, and that's where their friends are, and this is, they've had shared experiences, that's a perfectly valid reason, and we're very happy to have you. You are a missionary. You are somebody who has given your life for the Lord, and you've been on the field, you've suffered, you've you've witnessed, you've done all of these things, and you've changed the world. You've made a difference, and we respect that, and we honor that, and we applaud it. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You're just some of the greatest people in the world. And if you're here because it's kind of your tribe, your people, this is where you're at, this is what you like, these are the people that you need to be with, want to be with, the people that you love, and that's your main motivation, you're welcome. Stay. Be here with us. You're important. You are going to be greatly rewarded for all that you've done in this life, and all of the people you helped in your mission work, and all of the people you've led to the Lord, and all of the love that you've given to other people. You are part of us. We're all in this together, and we should just respect and love and appreciate each other for who we are, for what we've done, for whatever reason we're here. We're all here for the Lord, really, at the end of the day, or we're all here because we have served the Lord together, and that's a very beautiful thing. So as I said, why you're in the family is really a personal decision made by you, and you know why you're in. And if you don't know why, if you're not sure, if you can't figure it out, or maybe you were here at the beginning of the family, or you grew up in the family and now you're not really quite so sure, well, it's really something to think about and pray about and to actually find out. It could be that the Lord's calling you somewhere else. It could be that the family was only meant to be part of your life's journey. For others, it was meant to be their full life journey. If we're going to believe in following God, if we're going to believe in diversity, then we have to believe enough to know that God will lead people in different ways. And if he is leading you in a different way, praise God, you should take that path because you're meant to follow God, okay? Now, it's also important, really important, at least very important to me, is, since I just told you this, that you find your spiritual home, that you find the place the Lord has for you, that you find what resonates, what makes you understand and feel and connect in a way with the Lord that you know you're serving him, you know you're where he wants you to be, you know you're following him in your life, and that's just super important. Look, Maria and my goal isn't to try to keep you to be TFI members. It's not like we want to let's get everybody to be TFI, and once we get them in, keep them in. That's not it at all. What we're concerned about is you. What we're concerned about is that you follow God, that you find the Lord, that you let him lead you and guide you, and it doesn't really matter what we think. If the Lord shows you should go do something else, or go be somewhere else, or serve him in a different way, it's not like you need our blessing to do it, but you'll have our blessing because we want you to follow the Lord. Now, I'm not doing an advertisement to say, hey, everybody leave TFI, but I don't want people to be stressed out and straining and feeling like, oh my God, I'm just, what happens if I go, or I'm being disloyal. You need to be loyal to God, okay? You need to do what God shows you to do. That's what TFI is about. And our hope is that TFI, for many of you, will be a platform where you can do what God has shown you to do. And that's one of the reasons we're pushing and believe in diversity. Let's just have some frameworks, but let's just let you follow God within those frameworks within the family. We don't want to be forcing you or telling you what you should do, but we want to be there to help you. You're the diamonds of dust. You are the ones who the Lord's shining on. You are the ones the Lord is speaking to and guiding in your life. And we want you to fulfill whatever he's showing you to do, however he's leading you, to whomever he's leading you. He wants to use you, your gifts, your talents, your burdens, and we don't want to be standing in the way. We're very happy to be sort of the rug on the floor, and when the diamonds of dust come down and need a rest, fine, until the wind of God's Spirit blows them back up. We're super content with being that because you're the heroes, you're the diamonds, you're the ones that God is using. So please, find out what the Lord has for you. Our prayer, of course, is that TFI will be a place for you, but we understand that it's not for everybody. And we're behind you, and you have our blessings if you're following the Lord in a different direction. But whatever you're doing in your life, and especially if you're in TFI, you have to remember that it has a lot to do with you and your drive and your connection with the Lord. Maria and I, as much as we love you, and we love you so much, we understand that we can't be the all in all for you. We can't supply your every need. TFI can't supply your every need. We can do what we can do, and we will try to give you the best that we can give you. But it's not all based on us. That's why we put other material on Anchor, so you can hear the gospel and the word from other people, that you can get different points of view, that you can learn and grow in your Christianity. And that's really important to us, that you're able to do that. We believe we have things of value to share with you, but we can't feel the responsibility, and we don't want you to be feeling that or expecting that we're supposed to be able to supply everything for you spiritually or in every other way. That's just not possible. You're grown up. You have that connection with the Lord. You can hear from Him. You can discern from, when you're hearing somebody else talk about the Lord, if that seems right to you or not. You're grown up. You're mature Christians, and you're perfectly capable and able to do it. And we want you to be able to do that. We're very, very thankful that people are listening to other folks and preachers and things and reading other books. We think that's just honestly really, really good. But the thing is if you're in TFI, or even if you're not, if you're following God, then do it. Do it with all your heart. And understand that sometimes He's going to call you to step up, to really let His Spirit flow through you, to really rise to the occasion. And maybe you're going to rise to the occasion and to start your own church or start your own group, or maybe you're going to rise to the occasion within TFI and get a lot of other people going and getting inspired and doing this. Maybe you're going to rise to the occasion in the hospital that you work in and really help people who are dying to find Him. Maybe you're going to rise up in the teaching of children and teaching them beautiful values so that they'll become Christians. However He's going to do it, let Him flow through you. Let Him work in your life, because that is what being a Christian is. That, honestly, is what being a member of TFI is. People who follow, people who yield, people who are open to the Lord's will in their lives, and who let Him shine through them, work through them, and achieve His will for others, and bringing the gospel to others. That's what it's about, and that's what TFI is, and that's why you should be a member. And just pray, ask the Lord, if this is the place for you, if this is the platform, then get in and follow God within that framework. And if it's not, find out what is. Find out where He wants you, and then do it. No matter what you're doing for the Lord, no matter where He's led you, do it with all your heart, because that really is the true spirit of the family. That's the true spirit of God in you. Okay? God bless.